What's up, YouTube people? Welcome to another episode of Skyliner720, SaltWater Creation. Yes, I do enjoy my beer. And there is a lot more where this has came from. Alright, the first two things is you'll notice is my tank is crystal clear. I have just purchased a mag float. Well, it's not actually a mag float. It kind of is though, but there it goes. It's black right there. And the second part is very sad, because I have lost my self-tank, my coral beauty, and my flamed angel, all in one shot, in a row, literally. And I'll show you why I have lost them. But my coral beauty was in the rocks, didn't come out from the rocks. It was staying there for like 2 weeks to 2 weeks and a half, and then it finally came out. And then right under his anal fins was like white cotton, like a spot. So I took him out, and he'd even swim away when I take him out. He stood there like dazed, and I took him out with the net. Wasn't a hard time at all taking him out. And I put him in the quarantine. I threw copper safe in there. Then after a couple of minutes of the copper safe in there, I didn't do what I did with the hippo blue tank with him. He got worse after a couple of seconds. Well, 3 minutes. He looked at his fins was rotten a lot. He had cloudy eyes, and he was not doing good at all. He was losing his color. I have heard copper safe is no good for fish that have skin. Now, all the saltwater fish do not have skin. They have scales, and perfect timing. The Sergeant Major Damsel that just went into this cave, he does not have skin. He has scales, as well as this little guy right here with the blue face. He has scales as well. Now the blue hippo has skin, as well as the trigger. Now, scales for those particular fish that I have just shown you is very good towards ick, I believe, because the parasites cannot get on the fish because of those scales. So it's basically a protective layer. That's why they're so hardy, I believe, as well. And now the fish that don't have scales, they're more acceptable to ick, obviously, and they're not hardy. Back to the coral beauty. So after the coral beauty has deceased, my flamed angel started to hide in the rocks, and all of a sudden I didn't see him anymore. And then I found him in between these rocks right over here, and I was extremely pissed off. For 3 days, my self-tank was acting really strange. I thought he was going through one of his ups and downs, like from the past. And then all of a sudden he was very healthy. He wouldn't eat like I saw him before eating, and he was like staying over here, like wouldn't go up over here, wouldn't swim like he normally did. Now I heard when fish do that, that means you have within your system ammonia. Ammonia does that to the fish, and that is one of the side effects. The other side effects is, I heard that I remember, near the gill area, it's red. So I don't know the others. I only remember those two. So that's something to check out with your fish. Just for a health inspection wise of your system. And I don't have neither of those. As you can see, my fish, they're all over the place, and have no red gills on the fish at all. They're all healthy. But I found out a reason why that happened. Now, as you can see over here on my protein skimmer pump, all it is brown like soot or sand or dirtiness, whatever, detritus, whatever it is. It accumulated a lot. It wasn't looking like this before. This whole black top piece of the protein skimmer pump was that color, brown. The reason why it's less now, and all of this, it was on top of that. The reason why it's like this now is because I refilled my water column that's over there, the line back up with the water, and I splashed it on that pump, and it got into my water column and eventually into my display tank. And I believe probably I had a nitrate spike. That was the reason for my self-intake to die in a day. I was going to siphon this out, but did not get a chance to. Well, now I have lots of room within the tank for my blue hippo and trigger to grow and flourish. Most of all because I'm probably going to get rid of these Sergeant Major damsels, because I don't want anything else to happen to my good fish if it's them, because they fight amongst each other. My trigger bugs out at night, and he sleeps in this corner right here on the floor, right there. He used to sleep in that cave very happily, but not no more. All of a sudden, it's because of two things: the Sergeant Major damsels at night, or he's getting too big. It's one of the two. As you can see, the trigger is doing amazing. Right there. He lost his color on his dorsal fins and the lower part of the dorsal fin, not the anal fin, the lower part of those fins going like that. And they were like yellow, bright, really bright yellow on the brim of those fins. And I have noticed that has been gone for months. Now, this guy is always doing awesome. My Blenny has gotten really big, like I have expected him to. So, Sergeant Major damsels, been seeing some problems with these damsels. This one that we're currently looking at has been turning really dark all of a sudden. It's been like 3 days he's been doing this, and as you can see, he's really dark right now. I guess because of the light, he's scared. But the one on the top over here, the Sergeant Major, just went into that. There he goes. Been really bothering this one, to making him turn that color. And I want to get rid of these fish, because these are the ones that grow 36 centimeters, which equals into a 14-inch fish, like I have said it in my last video. And this is a 90-gallon system. And more advanced reefers, well, I would love to be a reefer. Right now I'm not. Will know that you got to get rid of these fish, because that's 14 inches I have shown you in my past video, and it will take up like all of this. That's 14 inches right there, and I got 2 of those fish. The blue hippo tank is doing awesome. As you can see, if you let me get closer, you could see that he is his skin has nothing wrong with it. I don't know if you could see it in this camera. He won't let me get close to him. He's doing awesome. There's no problems. There was a problem before with the blue hippo tang again. He had white spots on him but they were pimply. There were pimply white spots. They weren't flush on his body. They were pimply. And that brings me to explain about these 3 amazing medications that I have wished I known about and had with my Coral Beauty, because he would have been in the tank right now. This is what you need to get. You can use this medication inside of your display tank. It will not harm your corals or your invertebrates. After I have used this in my system, I have noticed within a day, myself and Blue Tang did not have those white pimples no longer. I have also soaked their food with this medication, as well as dosed the tank. You can use both of these medications at the very exact same time. You can dose one and then dose the other right after the first one. It's 5 milliliters for every 10 US gallons. It says on the bottle, after 7 days of dosing your tank with this, you have to do a 25% water change. This product will cure everything imaginable, from ick to fin rot to little tube worms. Whatever you can possibly think of that's a sickness, this medication will seriously do its job. Every time you feed the fish, soak their food within this medication, but do not soak it with this medication and leave it, because within a couple of days to 2 weeks, this will turn the food moldy, and it will not be edible to the fish and habitats any longer. And when you soak it in this medication, within 2 minutes, this clings onto the food and it stays. It does not wash away once you put it into your tank off the food. So it's definitely going into the fish. So this concludes another episode. Skyliner720, SaltWater Creation. Stay tuned for future episodes. Have fun with your rock, your tanks, your equipment. I'll see you later.